Hello, my name is Parker Brandt, and this is the project video for part B of the final Ansys Fluent project for Dr. Osbay's summer 2025 fluid mechanics course. Um, so last video in part A, we created the wind tunnel, and now we're just going to be adding a little obstacle, a circle, in the test section of that wind tunnel. So since we already have the geometry of the wind tunnel, I'm just going to duplicate the um, geometry from the last part. And once that's done, I'm just going to go ahead and open the geometry. And I'm going to click on our sketch. And I'm going to click on circle. And just going to add a circle dimensions, diameter. And this diameter is going to be 1/10 of the height of the wind tunnel, the test section of the wind tunnel. So for me, that's going to be 60.96 millimeters. And then yeah, that's going to be it in the sketch. So I'm going to click generate. Or wait, I'm going to click concept and do a surface. Click apply, then generate. Okay, so alright, so the surface sketch 1 picked up the new geometry, so we can actually delete that second surface that we just made. Yeah, okay. Um, and I'm gonna then close the design modeler, and I'm gonna click refresh on the mesh. And once that's complete, we can open up the mesh. And we see we have our old mesh, and now it's just updated with the circle in the middle, or I guess the obstacle. Um, so this triangle mesh is still fine, but we need to add an inflation, actually a couple inflations, to the circle and the walls of the test section, uh, so we can represent a boundary layer. And actually, uh, this should be done in part A as well. I think I forgot to do that, but that should be done in part A. So what we're going to do is right click on mesh And first I'm going to click on sizing, and then that circle, click apply, and change this from element size to number of divisions, and that's going to be 200. Generate. And now we can see it divided up uh, the triangles around the circle. Next, we're going to right click on mesh, insert, inflation, and we're going to click on wait, actually delete. And my maximum layers are going to be 10, and the growth rate is going to be 1.2. Change the inflation option to first layer thickness, and the first layer thickness is going to be 0.001, and then click generate. I think I messed up my... It should work. That looks good. And then we're going to create one more inflation, and this is going to be of the test section walls. So we're going to select our boundary as these two, click apply. The maximum layers I set as 5. Change the inflation option to first layer thickness, and once again I did 0.001, and make sure the growth rate is 1.2, or I guess you could do 1.1 if you want. Didn't like that again. And once that's done, you can see our final mesh with our boundary layer at the top and bottom, and then the inflation around the obstacle. Okay, so we can close the mesh. Then I'll click update. And then refresh the setup, update it with the new mesh since we duplicated it before we made the mesh, so it's still probably using the mesh without the circle. Open the setup, 4 processes, double precision. And all the settings from the last video should be the same. You can double check if you want. I'm not going to. I'm just going to make sure that our reference values, oh, that didn't change. So make sure you go in reference values and compute from the velocity inlet. And then you can make sure your velocity is what you want it to be. Mine's still the same. And then everything's going to be the same except we're going to want to go down to report definitions. We're going to new report, force, and we're going to get the drag coefficient. So make sure this is selected, and we want that on the, oh, actually, okay. I did do something wrong. I forgot to name the obstacle. So I'm going to close Fluent. Reopen the mesh real quick. And I'm just going to select edge, and I'm going to name this obstacle. And you can look to make sure your other name selections are the same. So I'm going to go back, close mesh, update the mesh, and then refresh the setup. Update the setup. Doesn't like the setup for whatever reason. We're going to take a look. I'm assuming it has something to do with adding the name or adding the obstacle. Okay, that's what we want to see. Just make sure under the wall section, your obstacle is there. And yep, that's good. Reference values, compute from velocity inlet. We're gonna go to report definitions, new, force report, drag, and we're gonna get the drag coefficient on the obstacle. That's what we didn't see last time. We want to select obstacle. And we can print that to console so we can record it. Press OK, close, and then we're going to initialize. And then we're going to run the calculation. And that's our drag coefficient. And once our calculation is complete, we can go down to plots. We can select XY plot. We're going to get the velocity and pressure contours, or sorry, we're going to do the pressure coefficient plot. Right there, and we're getting that on the obstacle. And there's your pressure coefficient plot. And then you're going to go to graphics, contours. We're going to do a velocity contour on the obstacle. Oh, oh, sorry, not on the obstacle. We're doing everything, but we're going to zoom in on the obstacle. And there's that. You can see the boundary layer. And we're going to do another contour. And there's our static pressure contour. And then to get the drag coefficient, you just need to find it in the console. And it's going to be right here under report definition. And that'll do it. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for part C.